Hey, folks, my name is Rene Enriquez, and you are watching Uncensored. Welcome aboard, folks. Welcome, Riverside in the joint. Yep. Hey, welcome to the live, folks. We have a couple of announcements to make. We would initially plan to do hold on. I'm wearing these headphones, and they're disorienting me, particularly because I got two IPAs in, but in prison, you don't want anything covering up your sense of hearing because you got to hear, right? You got to hear what's going on around you. If there's a cell fight, a day room fight. So I never really like putting earplugs in or headphones in. But to do these lives, I have to wear a set of headphones so my editor can speak to me and have a mic in front of my mouth. But I'm going to take one off. Oh, yeah, that's so much better. Oh, my God. I felt so disoriented with those. So we got a couple of announcements. Let's get those out the way. We had initially anticipated doing a Jeopardy type contest to win copies of the very limited and out of print Mexican Mafia Encyclopedia 2. We have the very last copies available. I bought those up immediately, and we wanted to make them available to you. But we understood that they were outpriced in the market. Like they were asking like $100 a book. We want to make this available to you guys. Uh, and we're going to do that, right? And it's going to be for all the people who join Patreon as members. We're going to do we're thinking about streaming a live video game. And whoever wins the game that day, that live, and we'll do it live, will win the book, right? But you have to come in at zero, no pre-established profiles. We all start at zero and we go with it, right? And I put out a question earlier, what game would you guys want to play? So it's gonna apply to everyone who's become a member this week and beyond. And we want a minimum of 50 members to join before we start the live game on live streaming. Until then, we'll do lives every week. But today we got a little bit of swag for you guys. I mean, we got copies of the Black Hand. We got mugs. Actually, we just got some mugs done with some UV stickers that we put on black and white. We're gonna give a couple of those away, and we're gonna use Chatbot. I think it's called Chatbot or Nightbot. I don't know what it is. I don't like it, but my editor does. So we're gonna use that to select the winners. If you've won previously, you can't win again. I'm sorry, folks. You can't double dip. Can't double dip the chip, right? Uh, what would that? I'm sorry. I'm a little loose right now. Two two IPAs in, and you know me when I get on my IPAs. Okay, let's answer some questions. At dash underscore dash ABK. What game, homeboy? That's what we're trying to figure out, bro. I want your suggestions. You guys can email me at Rene Enriquez Uncensored at proton.me and I'll respond to your emails most of the time, right? But the best way to get at me, and I'm gonna tell all you guys right now, is TikTok and Instagram or Facebook. I got that little microphone there, and I could just send you a voice recording. So if you guys want to interact that way. That's the best way to contact me. I see right here, Nightmare dash HW3SF, play Red Dead Redemption 2. Joseph Contreras sent a gift. Thank you, brother. Appreciate the gift, bro. And I appreciate your generosity. That's the backbone of this channel. People donating to the channel, people watching the videos in their entirety, people leaving comments, like joining this live. It's all important, right? It's all important. At dash underscore ABK sent a gift. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate your generosity. Or sister. I don't want to offend any genders here. Uh, Whoever you are, thank you so much for your generosity. Andy Rodriguez sent a gift. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, Andy. Andrew, I'm thinking your name is Andrew. And at San Isidro says, hello, Mr. Enriquez. Hello at San Isidro TWB. Andy Rodriguez sent another gift. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate your generosity. Anthony Narvisu, humdinger. No, brother. Humdiggity. Humdiggity, humdiggity. Johnny John Mestas, 5771. Cuba from Santa Fe Springs, the old stomping grounds, bro. Contaranas. Contaranas. I know the area. In fact, I was in town a couple months ago and I went to this restaurant called Geezer's. Loved it, bro. I loved it, bro. Great pasta Alfredo. Fat boy, thank you for the gift, brother. Appreciate it so much. Mrs. G, cheers. Yep, I'm tipping him. I'm tipping them, Mrs. G. In fact, I'm drinking now. I'm sorry for gulping in your ears, folks. Kevin Burns dash TH2TN. Cheers to you, brother. Superfly DC 4L881. Past the wire, Carnan. Who pinched the wire? Who copped the wire, bro? You're quoting American Me, brother. Uh, John Briones, 1450. I've heard a couple of comments. Periquito, Periquito. Yeah, I got videos on him, bro. I got one of him meeting with the cartels. I'm going to drop it probably next week. So we want everybody to hype that video. But I'm going to give you a heads up here. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Esco, 1389. Any make Carnales from Long Beach. Not that I know of, bro. Not that I know of. At dash underscore dash ABK. Thank you for the gift, brother. Truly appreciate it. Remember when this got you a large coffee? I remember when it got me a freaking a Big Mac and fries and a drink. I remember that. Maybe I'm aging myself. M Brayson and Brayson, 1382. Thank you for your gift, brother. Truly appreciate it. I'm going to tell you guys are so generous that you guys keep this channel afloat. It's 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 this generosity and you guys' participation in Mr. Bar ZZ program time. Rise and shine, brother. Rise and shine. That's my standard response to you, right? You're a regular. Thank you so much. That Apache Kid, 7440. Do I still do burpees? Hell no. Bro, I'm a fat old man now, man. I got a backache right now. Like I got a killer backache. I went fishing with my grandson a few weeks. I went fishing with my grandson a couple of weeks ago, and I went to a jetty, right? And as I'm walking down the jetty with my pole, I got cast. We're rigged up, and we got spinner baits, all kinds of good stuff. My grandson's like an expert fisher. He's an expert anglerman, right? Angler, excuse me. Um, And Superbox Colorado, thank you for your gift, brother. I truly appreciate it. So I'm walking down this jetty, and you know, jetty's just a bunch of rocks, right? Juts out into the ocean. And just so happens I get a call from my girl, and if I don't answer my girl, she gets mad at me. So I reach for my phone. I don't want to get yelled at, bro. So I reach for my phone, and it just so happens in answering the phone, I take my feet, my eyes off the phone, the rocks, and I misplace, I misstep, and I take a tumble down the jetty, and my back is still tweaked. So no way I'm doing burpees anymore. My exercise is walking my dog, doing gardening, and going for walks and swimming. I have a pool in my little compound. So that's my exercise. Uh, Mr. Mora, 707, Rene, Mr. Mora, 707. Right back at you, bro. Dogface, yes, sir. Dogface in the building. Yep. Woo, woo, woo. We're sounding like bulldogs right now, bro. Uh, let me see what else we got here. Uh, Nason X Zone, our Nason Zone, $10. Thank you for your generosity, brother. Truly appreciate it. We appreciate your generosity. Now, let me explain. My editor is a professional, right? And you see those little skips. Everybody mentions this all the time. No need to mention it anymore because they're not going to change, right? Those are for ad placements. And it's kind of like a TV program where you come back after commercial break and they start where they left off and they repeat it. That's the purpose for that, right? And I don't question my editor's reasoning. He has full latitude to do what he does. And that's the reason you see the quality of the videos that have increased and you see the growth of the channel. It's all because of him. So you guys mentioned that, and your donations allow me to go out and acquire this kind of talent, right? So I truly appreciate you guys' support. Mexican Mafia, it's cut off. Mexican Mafia sent a gift. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you for your generosity. Nightmare HW 3SF. Rene, have you met or did you do time with anyone from Barrio La Jolla out of Orange County? No, I have not, brother. I'm sure I met somebody, but we're talking about thousands of individuals that you meet. throughout the course of your incarceration, and they really have to stand out. Like like they really had to be significant to me. And that doesn't mean that the people that I met weren't significant. Hold on, Monster 7854, Pink Hand. I get it, bro. I get it. Uh, so they really had to be significant or participated in something significant with me to remember them. And I'm just going to be real, bro. I'm 64 years old, and I've forgotten more people than I remember. And that's my bad because I met so many people. And so I probably met somebody from La Jolla. I just don't remember them. Uh, Hello there, fat boy. Welcome to the bronze, brother. Welcome to the bronze, bro. You became a member. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you for joining the channel. It's guys like you that make the channel work. Dogface, yes, sir. Is Opal still GL? Yeah, I think they're permanent GL because they embraced that GL gang and they started touting that non-taxing and all that stuff. Uh, so yeah, I think they're permanently on the green light list unless they do something significant. I don't know, but I just did a video. Andrew dash R something. Renee, let me go back to it. Renee, Andrew R9S5U. Renee, much love. Much love to you, brother. Much love to you, bro. And then Jay Vasquez 7444. Hey, Renee, did any of those detectives who you debrief with ever offer you any Voodoo Rangers or IPAs? I cannot discuss or disclose that kind of stuff, bro. Come on now. I just debriefed on the mob. I don't debrief on cops. No, they never did anything like that. I mean, everything was above board. My handlers were completely like circumspect in their political handling of me because I was such a high profile case. In fact, they got dogged out sometimes because they thought about perception, about political optics. How would it look if they gave me this or gave me that, right? So yeah, uh yeah, I mean they were straight up guys, man. And none of them ever like broke the law for me. I never asked them to do that, nor would I, because uh Benji Ochu sent a gift. Thank you so much, Benji. Okay, West Coast Dynabro. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your gift, bro. And I just saw another gift pop up, but they're going quick. You ever get locked up with any Canadians? Benji Ocho sent a gift, or Benji Chu sent a gift. Thank you, bro. You ever get locked up with any Canadians? And if so, did people from up north how did people from up north get treated? I was with one guy who was a United States Marine. He was a Canadian. Got his freaking name. He gave me a picture one time with President Obama as a Marine. He was met by President Obama. He was Canadian. He was adopted, and I'm trying to remember his name. He was a really good friend of mine. He paroled. He's doing wino time, and they were treated okay. You know, people from out of country or out of state aren't treated any differently, right? I mean, up north and down south was a different matter in my day. Cigar 71, happy Friday, bro. Uh, Thank you so much for your donation. Sell Mancera dash T91. Thank you so much. Did you ever have beef with Artie? In fact, I never did. We had a camarada named Wino from King Cobras, and he was losing his marbles. He had hepatitis, end-stage hepatitis. It was going through dementia, this stuff, right? And Artie would write to me and Daryl Baca and tell us about our friend because Wino was with us from Cobras was with us in San Quentin. He was a good friend of ours, right? Really good friend of Daryl Baca's. And Artie would write us and tell us about his situation until finally they couldn't give Wino any passes. He turned in some bullets. He started speaking anti-Emmet rhetoric, but Artie gave him every latitude possible before he told us that he couldn't give him any more passes. And we appreciated that. Artie was always good. Artie Guzman, you're talking about from Cobras, right? Uh, yeah, he was always good with us. He always treated me nicely. I have nothing bad to say about Artie, and I won't tolerate anybody talking bad about Artie on my channel either. Like, look, there's a number of people you could talk bad about. I don't care, but there are certain carnales that I just won't. I won't even post a comment, right? Because Artie meant that much to me because he gave me that latitude. With Wino from Cobras, because Wino was our friend. Benji Chu, Benji or Chu. Benji or Chu. All right, I got it right, bro. I'm buzzing, so I apologize. Um, Thank you so much for the gift, brother. It's your generosity. Okay, Rhythm something. I saw that pop up. You said a gift. Thank you so much. Algorithm 987 sent the gift. Thank you so much, Algorithm. You are donating to our algorithm. You are contributing to our algorithm with each comment and each gift you give. We truly appreciate it, bro. Peace, Betty Ochu says. I'm thinking it's Benny Ocho, but Benny Ocho was taken already. So you took Benny Ochu. Or maybe it's Ochoa. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm guesstimating here. Um, Jesse Soriano 56 cent marshmallow high for 100 joules. Thank you so much, Jesse Soriano. I truly appreciate it. Cubile Boxer, this is from Tintin Piggy 997. Cubile Boxer, what's up here? Watching your live stream from the city of Bassett, SGV 662. I used to live in your hood, bro. I lived on Meeker, right off of Meeker and Temple. Uh, I used to live, yeah, right behind the high school. So we're kind of like homeboys, right? Right on, brother. Tin Piggy. Thank you so much, brother, for making a comment. Tin Piggy. What's up? Oh, that's a double comment, bro. Let's see here. West Coast Dita, bro. Thank you so much. Any stories with the Mongols? Yeah, we got it coming up. I'm trying to get an interview with a real Mongol. Uh, and that'll be upcoming soon. I won't disclose the Mongol's name. Obviously, I will never do that. That's just not my style. I don't burn people. You know, they don't want to be named. I'm not going to name them. But I got a lot of inside info, and we're definitely going to be doing a Mongols Mexican Mafia complex story. And then there's Monster 7854. Thank you so much for your generosity, brother. I truly appreciate it. I truly appreciate it. It's guys like you that keep our channel going. And then there's uh I think it was George Purple. Purple. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you for your gift. I truly appreciate it. Alexander 64286. I don't know what the hell these emojis mean, bro. But I see a big mouth, a box, I think a popcorn, and a Saturn. I'm trying to interpret this, but it's esoteric to me, bro. It's sub rosa. It's sub rosa. That means beneath the rose in Latin, right? And that's an interpretation for secretive. I don't know what your language means right there, bro. But peace to you. Richard 1525. Interesting content. Keep it coming. Of course, brother. Of course. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it like 100 with you guys. Look, S at Danger 308. Thank you for the gift, brother. Thank you, Danger. Thank you, brother. Dogface, have you heard from Marbles from City Terrace? Bro, that's blast from the past. I remember Marbles. I remember Marbles. He was on my crew. Actually, he used to work for me. Kelly, Killa Kelly SM. Thank you for the gift, brother. Truly appreciate it. Yeah, Marbles is Johnny. I'm thinking his last name, Johnny Morales, I think his name was. I used to communicate with his mom. I mean, he went to see my secretary. I gave him a car, but he kind of squandered all that, you know. And I'm thinking somehow he got in a bad way with me, but I can't really remember. I don't think I put out like a full force green light on him. But I think he got in a bad way with me. Fat Boy 92504. Thank you so much, brother, for the gift. Truly appreciate it. Uh, okay, that's marbles. Okay, let's get to another question here. Uh, Joseph HG, Hawaiian Gardens, bro. Hawaiian Gardens. Are you from the hood? 7718. Thank you for the gift. Desde Texas. Desde Texas. All right, brother. Thank you for the gift. We appreciate your generosity. Okay, let's get to some more questions. Flaco, the mailman. What's up? What's up? What's the conversation about? What conversation, brother? I don't we're having a real conversation right now. I'm conversing with you. And then there's Local Crook 13, 2 3 packs and cheers. Right on, brother. Right on. I got me a sixer of these big tall Voodoo Rangers. I don't think I can hang, bro. I'm on my second and I'm halfway through my second and I'm kind of tipsy right now. But if you get through 2 3 packs, you're the man, bro. You're the man. I'm scared of you. Okay. Fermin Lucena 7650. Happy Friday, Renee. Are you planning on doing a profile on Victorio Murillo anytime soon? Actually, I would do an entire episode on him. and the fiasco that cost him his life, right? And Stranger from Rockwood had a lot to do with that, right? There's a whole thing, right? I'm in touch with the guys that were there and got indicted. Uh, so yeah, yeah. Algorithm 987. Renee, you ever think about teaching some form of education, criminology, etc.? I would be very much interested in taking a class or attending a seminar from you, brother. Look, we're working on something right now that's going to make something available to the general public, which will be highly secured. You guys will be vetted. Jesse Soriano, thank you for the gift, brother. Um, in fact, I used to teach for UC Irvine. I used to lecture there. I wrote part of the test bank. Jesse Soriano sent a gift. Thank you, bro. Uh, I used to teach for UC Irvine with Professor Al Valdez. Manuel Ruiz, 9784, sent a gift. Thank you so much. And I did lectures at UC Irvine virtually. I lectured for their prison gangs course. The only course like that in the nation, right? And I wrote the study guide, Urban Street Terrorism, which is going out of print as well. I'm going to try to get some copies of that for you guys and make them available somehow. Look, it's so cost prohibitive. Manuel Ruiz, 9784, sent a gift. Thank you so much, brother. It's so cost prohibitive to just sell books on our merch location that I want to make them available to you in some fashion that's equitable for everybody. And I don't want to sell them to you. I want you to win them, right? I want you to win them. So there's two books that are out of print, Urban Street Terrorism and Mexican Mafia Encyclopedia editions 1 and 2. Mexican Mafia Encyclopedia Volume 1 is way out of print. We can't even get copies anymore. I got 2 copies. I ain't getting rid of them because they're so valuable. Some people are putting them online for like $4,000 or $5,000 signed, right? So maybe one day I'll put one up for win here. Like we got a bunch of stuff to give away, right? And I don't have a problem giving back to the people who built me. You guys built me. Every one of you that ask a question, that make a comment, that watch the videos, that become members. You guys, Armando Dash Y1S. Thanks so much for the gift, brother. So you guys have built this channel. But yeah, I have done it, and we are going to make some kind of speaking engagement available to you. Armando YS. Oh, I just got you, bro. Jesse Soriano sent the gift. Thank you, bro. Uh, um, yeah, I have taught. I do teach currently. I do lectures around the nation. I travel. That's why it's possible for me to stop by old haunts once in a while. When I tell you I'm in Rosewood or Pelican Hill or these locations, when I travel to California, I'm able to stop by some nice resorts. Uh, and yeah, so yeah, I have taught. Fermin Lucera, $20. Happy Friday, Renee. Are you planning on doing a profile? Oh, I got that one already. In here, 3636. Welcome to Silver. Hey, brother, welcome aboard. You made your bones, bro. You made your bones. In here, send a gift. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, brother. And then there's El Cardoso, 6819. Have you heard anything about the senores asking for W-2s from legit vatos? I have not heard that, but they're into all kinds of scams, bro. The biggest scam is EDD, but they're prosecuting guys right now. SSU is investigating and prosecuting inmates that do that. Uh, they're prosecuting welfare fraud, all kinds of stuff. So I don't put it past them for asking for W-2s from legit vatos. But what legit vato is going to send a Mexican mafia member a W-2? I tell them, F you, dude. I'm not letting you steal my identity. Screw that. Don't do it. If you're asked, don't do it, bro. Don't do it. They will rape your, excuse me. I misspoke. They will steal your identity and run your credit ragged. Don't do it. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Reznikov 805 read your book. It was a wild ride. Bro, the book doesn't even cover half of it. I mean, we have so many stories, and that's how I'm able to bring you this subjective stuff. Okay, let's get to some of these. Uh, Only Dubs Forever. What's the best life advice you would give? Do not commit crime. At Only Dubs Forever. Do not commit crime. Live your life. Embrace your family. Enjoy your freedom. Enjoy your freaking freedom, bro. That's what I say. Hector Munoz, 578. Sup from Pomona. Pomona in the house. Shout out to my lady Shady. Oh, excuse me. Sandy. I gave your lady a shout out last live. So, hey, Sandy, if you're listening, your man loves you. He's shouting out to you every comment. I mean, that's dedication. Kevin Burns sent a gift. Thank you so much, Kevin. Cold Sketcher 9388. Thank you so much. Seems like the Emma has a lot of issues because of its flat hierarchy. How would you recognize Emma to make it more efficient? How would you reorganize Emma to make it more efficient? Also, do you think Emma should adopt Italian mafia structure? I think that the Mexican mafia necessitates centralized leadership. I think it needs to exclude outsiders from participation in internal politics. I think it needs to ban substance abuse. I think it needs to focus on a community centric goal rather than controlling prisons. There's so much more that we could talk about this. And in fact, that's a great concept for an episode, bro. You give me an idea for an episode. Send me an email and I will touch on this. Rene Enriquez Uncensored at proton.me. Send me an email and ask this question here. So, because I'll forget, bro. You know, my girl, I get yelled at all the time for forgetting stuff, and I will forget uh, this comment right here because again, I'm two IPAs in, and after that, I'm going to be in the third and maybe a fourth after I finish this live. So it's one of the few times I'm allowed to drink, believe it or not, right? Because my girl's on me, right? On me, bro. Like I drink twice a week, maybe, and but I like getting a buzz when I drink, right? What's the point of drinking if you don't get a buzz, right? And I like a good beer buzz, like right now, I'm feeling it. All right, here's Manuel Ruiz 9. Hey, Box, any stories from the Cardenas from 805? I don't even know where 805's at, bro. Excuse me, I had to take a drink for that. Any stories from 805? I don't even, I think that's Oxnard or Ventura. I don't think there were any Cardenales that I know from that area, but there was probably some before my time. In here, 3636. Man, no thank you. I left a comment a few weeks back about losing my son, mother, and trying to get sober. Your words meant a lot. Just reaching back, bro. You know what? Loss is loss. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your background is. That shit fucking stings, bro. And it never goes away. You know, I'm speaking from personal experience. I lost so many loved ones, but I think the hardest hitting was my son. And I feel your pain, bro. And just know that I empathize with you and I'm sorry for your loss. My condolences to you, your family, and your loved ones. There's no way to heal that. It'll get easier with time, but I still find myself crying. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, we're good. Um, that was my editor. I'm sorry, folks. You can't hear him. I can hear him. But time don't heal it, bro. You'll feel it forever. That's a danger. 308. Got your channel on every day at work. Feed them at work. Thank you so much, brother. It's guys like you that build this channel. Again, you guys, Mo loves Van. I don't know who Van is, or you like Vans. I love Vans too, bro. I wear them every day. Blue collar grit. Right on, brother. Thank you both for your gifts, bro. Thank you both for your gifts. Let me get back to some questions my editor sent me. Let's see here. Esco, 1389. Renee, was there any made camadas from Long Beach, California? No, Weddle from Long Beach was close to being made. Close to being made. He was with me in DBI. Really good camarada. I seen him whack a guy once, like tore this guy up on the DBI yard and K Wing. Actually, we were in J Wing. That was the AdSeg overflow. And tore this guy up or disrespected him in a Hamo game. Basketball game. Basketball game. I remember that. We were playing and guy disrespected, got chesty with him. And but he was close to being made, but he checked in. I heard he got out. Good for him. At Cubo, are you going to make a video on Jocko? Yeah, Jocko, that cocksucker. Yeah, he was my friend. Uh, yeah, he was my friend, but not really a friend. He was like a fair weather friend, you know? Those guys that are good with you in fair weather. And other than that, yeah, I'm gonna do one. He's still alive. In fact, he's got a merch store out. He's doing some kind of stuff. I'm trying to figure out his line. I'm going to do a full story on him. Stand by for that. Diana underscore M1209. Sorry for your loss. Thank you so much, Diana. I truly appreciate that. I don't always talk about my son. I will never talk about my son on 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 this. So people that ask questions about um, it- his passing or the circumstances, and especially those cocksuckers that make negative comments about why he died, and you know, I'll delete your crap. Don't even waste your time, because I'm not going to respond to that. But you know, to you who express your condolences and your respects to the family, I truly appreciate that. Honestly, I do. It means so much. You know, I don't. Like I said, that's enough said on that topic. Okay. Kendrick Dove, 7054. A guy from NF did a video a couple years ago. I think his name was Diablo. He said that he had a fight with a boxer and Danny Boy involved him in the 80s. Was you the boxer? Was you the boxer? Bro, grammar, bro. You illiterate fuck. The boxer he was talking about? No, it wasn't me, bro. In fact, I watched that interview. I made a comment in one of my videos about it. I knew Diablo. His name was De Leon, something Dimas De Leon, I think it was. I knew that guy. I talked to him. We went to surgery for a couple times to Sutter Coast. I never got a fight with that guy. I got in two fights in Pelican Bay, one with two Crips and one with my Sully Daryl Baca. Dog face, yes sir. Stay strong. Hell yeah, brother. Nothing but strength here. Sometimes I'm weak though. No man is a rock. We all crack. We all break. All men are weak. All men are fallible, and that's the truth. Pecan free. Pecan? Like pecans? Does Eddie Carnal from Cataranas, does Eddie Carnal from Cataranas, and are they tattooing frogs on body as assimilation? Uh, I don't know. I saw, I think I understand what your question is. Uh, you little fuck. Phrase your question's right, bro. And I'm not admonishing you at all, right? So there are carnales from Cataranas, one in particular, which is Big Spy. That's David Gabaldon. And the only carnales I've seen with frogs on them are the dude, what was his name? Jose Losa. His name was Cartoon. He had frogs all over him, right? And I don't know what that means about assimilation. Uh, I don't understand that part of the question. So if you rephrase it for me, and when I say that, the letter F, I'm 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 joking, right? I'm being facetious, right? I'm not trying to insult you or anybody on the channel. When I say that, I truly mean it as a joke, because even I, you know, come out with some ghetto stuff once in a while, and I'm not the best speller. I'm not. My editor makes me look good. That's the reality. When I'm speaking, half the stuff you don't even see, you don't even hear, because my editor cuts out all the illiterate ish that I'm talking when I'm speaking on my recordings, right? So believe me, I identify with each and every one of you. I don't care what your education level is. I don't care what your intellect is. Look, you're my peeps, bro, and I don't mean any insult by it. Okay, Esco, 1389. What's something about being back in the real world that you don't think people who haven't been incarcerated would ever understand? I I think that, bro, it's such a deep question, right? I don't know. The fragrance of a woman, her hair, her touch, the delicacy of her skin. If you've never been to prison, you don't understand that. Or the simple fact of going out to your own backyard and jumping in your pool at any hour you want to, not having to ask a person, can I go outside? Can I use the restroom? Can I have lunch? Not being dependent on anybody. there's so many different little blessings in freedom that I call them glimmers, right? Something that brings you peace, joy, and happiness. It doesn't matter what it is. If it brings you like a smile or peace or joy or happiness, that's a glimmer, right? And that's the opposite side of addiction, which is trigger. A trigger is something that makes you want to use dope again, want you want to drink or get high. Uh, Whatever your substance abuse problem was, it makes you want to do that. But a glimmer is something that brings you that peace, joy, and happiness. And I think there's so many glimmers in freedom that it's just impossible to quantify in words. I think that I fail at the ability to articulate adequately what freedom really means, bro. And I think that's an adequate response to your question. Uh, Mackin' It Daily. At Mackin' It Daily, how are the Boyle Heights gangs looked at in prison? I don't know. There's some pretty strong gangs like White Fence, V&E, 8th Street. In fact, they just made a guy from 8th Street, and he OD'd right after they made him. Uh, but yeah, Boyle Heights gangs are evergreen. They're all solid hoods, man. They're all old time hoods. So I think they're looked at. Any story about Sapo from Rancho? Yeah, we have some stories, bro. They'll be coming up. They'll be coming up. Algorithm 987. Rene, you ever think about teaching? Oh, I did that question already, brother. Pablo Menchaca 2338. Hey there, Rene. I've heard you say in the past that you never really liked your nickname Boxer. If you had a chance to go back and change it, what would you change it to? Thanks. It would be Rene. Uh, but I don't think real men go around calling themselves uh, some fake name, right? I think that's part of the false identity that we. Kevin Burns sent a gift. Thank you, Kevin Burns. Uh, I don't think as a man you go around and you seek out an uh, uh, alter ego, right? I think boxer was a facade. It was a mask to mask my insecurity. Kevin Burns sent a gift again. Thank you so much, bro. Um, I don't think we do that as men, right? I mean, productive members of society don't go around with naming themselves killer and stabber and bato and cholo and whatever, squeaky, tiny, mousy, whatever, right? I get it. That's part of our familial identity, right? Because most of the guys bring on their family names like Chato or whatever they called you as kids. You carry that on your gang life. But I think as men, we embrace who we are. Like when I dropped out, I abandoned that alter ego. Boxer was a facade, right? So I would go by Rene if I had a chance. In fact, when I was an active Cardan, I told people to call me Rene. I would tell them, hey, don't call me that, bro. In fact, anybody that knows me, the only people that call me Boxer are the people that don't know me in cops. So when you call me Boxer in the comments, you don't know me. If you want to know me, call me Rene. So that's the name I would pick. Okay, dichotomy. Uh, Let me go back. I think I got some super chats that I missed. Okay. Oh shoot, we got a lot of super chats that I missed. Let me go back and acknowledge each and every one of you guys. Okay. I think that it starts here. That is Andres2132. What's up, Renee? Shout out from Boys Republic. Bro, Hunt Cottage. Hunt Cottage ruled, bro. And I used to work at the Pod Barn too. You remember that? Pod Barn? I remember that. Remember the furloughs? They take us out to dinners and movies and all that stuff. And then they let you go home every weekend. That was so cool, bro. I did. I actually terminated. They called it termination. I terminated from there. I graduated, so it's called kind of like graduation. And then there's Pete Rivera, 3878. Thank you so much for your generosity, bro. Saludos, homie. Question. This freaking thing keeps popping up. Saludos. Damn it. Saludos, homie. This thing keeps popping up. Question. Have you done any time with anyone from Little East Side LES gang and old school water? Never have, bro. I never have done any time with anybody like that. I probably met somebody, but I can't remember who they were. Like I said, thousands of people. East Los 8, thank you so much for your generosity, bro. Love your channel, Renee. Do you remember any come out of us from Commerce or Bell Gardens? In fact, I had Huck, my he was actually my stepbrother, bro. It's kind of like my stepbrother. My mom um was hooked up with his dad. That was her boyfriend, right? And Huck, he was from Fostoria Boys, and I'm pretty sure that was Bell Gardens. And we had crew in Bell Gardens, so I'm sure that I had communications with some of them, but most of my communication was with Huck, Albert, and I heard he's living his best life now. He went to the feds. He's living his best life now, and best to him and his wife. Hope they're doing well. If anybody knows them, tell them they can get in touch with me at Rene Enriquez Uncensored at proton.me. Uh, but yeah, that's who I do. Ferdinand 7515. Hey Renee, how was your This little thing keeps popping up. This little window. Hi Renee, who was your top five toughest guys in the life? Are you yourself a top five or top 10 tough guy back in the day? Cheers. Ferdinand, I was a freaking pussy, bro. I didn't have hands, none of that. I knew how to whack people, right? You know, you get put a knife in my hand, I knew how to do that, right? But chuck them from the shoulders, nah. I mean, I know how I could get a couple blows in, right? I got a couple fights and I did okay, you know. But I was no boxing champion, and there were some guys who really were, like Kilroy Roybal. He was a boxer, right? A couple other Cardano's were boxers, like they were vicious with their hands. Uh, but that's the only one I know about. Was Kilroy? He was like a professional boxer, right, back in his day. But I was not among that top five, bro. Believe you me, I was not. Okay, Blockhead, 951, 499. Thank you so much, bro. One more question, Renee. Wanted to get a tat of a drawing I did of my old lady as an Aztec princess. Would that pose any problems? Nah, dude. You know, all that stuff you hear about earning your tattoos and all that. If you don't put Campol, Campolero, Sur, or Maclactomei, those three dots and those two bars, then you're not in any trouble, right? If you put those tattoos, it means you're identifying with Mexican mafia ideology. And if you identify with Mexican mafia ideology, you have to surrender your autonomy to the organization, which means whenever they call on you, you have to go to work because you're saying, "Yo soy soldado." I'm a soldier of the organization, right? The Aztec warrior shield and all that. That's really you don't have to earn. I don't know where that came from. Some yahoos from somewhere said you got to earn them, and that's never been the case because you can put icons from Mexican, excuse me, Mexica culture, Aztec culture, and that's just you proudly declaring your cultural identity, right? So I don't think that will pose any problems to you whatsoever, brother. Feel free to tattoo yourself all day long. 213, Mr. Little One, sup, boxer, sup, bro, sup. Bricio Landeros dash E8 U8C, your most favorite chapter of the book. I don't know, bro. You know, I got to like chapter 7 reading it. I haven't read that book in years. And OTM underscore profit sent a gift. Thank you so much, OTM underscore profit. I don't know. I don't think there's any one chapter. I think that my favorite part is a forward. I specifically wrote that part. I sat down with a pencil and a paper and wrote that part because it's how I felt at the time, right? The rest is our interviews, extracted transcripts from the videotapes I show you in the Being Made series, where I'm interviewing with Chris Blatchford. Um, but that specific part, the forward, I sat down and I wrote. The rest is taken out from um, our interviews and Chris Blatchford fleshing it all together. Like he's the artistry behind the book. You know, I'm just Kevin Burns sent a gift. Thank a dog bone. Yeah, I'm gonna give that to my girl Chica. Thank you so much, brother. Um, uh, so yeah, I think that's the best part, you know. And I like the part about Chris Blatchford in his introduction where he talks about talking to my mom and my mom cussing him out. Dogface, yes, sir. Do you know anybody from Keystone? Kevin Burns sent a gift. I don't know if that's a doo-doo. I think it's a doo-doo. But thank you so much for the doo-doo, bro. Do I know anybody from Keystone? Yeah, I knew Who the hell did I know from Keystone? I can't remember his name right now, but he was a good friend of mine. Ran into some problems later on. Nasty Nathaniel, 69. Rene Enriquez, you're a legend. In my own mind, bro. I'm a legend in my own mind. That's the only place I'm a legend at. Nowhere else. Okay. Christina Gill, thank you so much for your generosity. Thank you so. Oh, Renee, can someone truly leave that mentality behind, or is it something they have to fight with every day? It's a complex question, Christina. And first off, thank you for your generosity. I truly appreciate it. It's people like you who support this channel, who have built this channel from ground up, and we appreciate it. My small team and I truly appreciate it. Can someone truly leave that mentality behind, or is it something they have to fight with every day? I think it's a daily battle because there's always going to be the guy that cuts you off in traffic. There was a guy the other day that cut me off in traffic and then roared up on me. He almost crashed into me and then cut in front of me, chasing after some other guy in a road rage incident. And I wanted to get out of the car and break his windows. My first impulse was that. Because I flipped him off. I told him, F you. And then he took off and he ended up about 3 cars ahead of me. And we're at a red light. I wanted to get out and just bust his windows out and just drag him out of the car and mollywop him. And there's times when people challenge me or disrespect me or do something that in my world, in my prison world, in my mob world, was like a killing offense. But I can't. I realize the consequences of that. So I ask myself this question. I ask myself this question a lot. Is it worth going back to prison for? Is it worth forfeiting my freedom and whacking somebody for? And that's the question that keeps me in check. The answer keeps me in check. So if somebody came and posted an immediate threat, I don't have any problem with that. I don't have any problem doing what I have to do to protect what's precious to me. I don't have any problem doing that. And I'll gladly go back to prison if that's what it means, right? Uh, but yeah, I don't know that it's impossible to leave that mentality behind. I think I've left it behind in a larger sense. And I think therapy has helped me with that to a broad degree, right? But I think it's something we live with every day. I mean, you'll never rid yourself of the indoctrination and the brainwashing and 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 the impulse to act violently. I think that's always there, but I think it's containing it, kind of like addiction, right? You contain it, right? Every day is a new day, and as long as you're cool this day, then tomorrow's going to be a new day, right? Complex question, Christina. Uh, I like the deep thought. I truly do. I appreciate your question. Thank you so much. I think this deserves a freaking episode uh, because it's got so much involved in it, right? It's so immersive. So I think I'm going to do an episode off of this. I'm going to do a screenshot of this question right now. I am using my snipping tool and I am copying your question and I'm going to make an episode of that just for you because it evokes so much emotion for me right now. It really did. Like I remember when this guy literally disrespected me, told me "F you," it almost hit my car. Came like within an inch of hitting my car. I just got a brand new car, and this guy almost hit it. Fat Boy 92050, thank you so much for the gift. But he almost hit my car, and then had the audacity to disrespect me and look at me angrily, like with aggression, right? And I wanted to respond with just overwhelming shock and awe. And that's how I know how to respond. Shock and awe. Boom, 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 boom. You do it, it's done. F you, MFer. I bet you regret having made that decision. That's how I want to respond, right? I know I can't. I know I can't unless it truly merits going back to prison. And there's some things that do merit going back to prison in my mind. In my mind. I'm sorry, no amount of therapy will change that. It will not change that. Hurt one of my grandkids, hurt one of my family members, come pose a threat to us. I'll go back to prison. Let's go. All day long. All day long. But I've saved your comment, and I am going to do a episode on this just for you, Miss Gill. or Mrs. Gill. Mrs. Gill. Okay, already exists. I saved that comment. We're gonna do an episode on it. Thanks so much. Okay, Geronimo de los Cielos, Whittier. Hey, bro, Whittier. In fact, I was in town a couple weeks ago, and I went to this place called Roca Whiskey Bar on Greenleaf. Awesome restaurant, bro. A little pricey, little pricey. You get you that tomahawk steak. Oh my God. Oh my God. To die for, brother. To die for. Okay, let's see. I got some comments here. Let me see. Yeah, uh let's see. Fat Boy 92504. You're making a lot of comments, bro, and I'm answering. New member, Rene, did you ever meet anyone from Casablanca Riverside? I did. In fact, I met some of those guys who shot at the helicopter. I remember they were notorious for shooting down a police helicopter at one time. I met one of the guys that did that, and that's about it. Because it's kind of like a obscure neighborhood, right? And look, to the LA guys, that's like where you guys ride horses to go do drive-bys, right? In the minds of Los Angeles gangsters, like IE and all that area out there, that's like the sticks, bro. It's kind of like up north, but they consider you guys sureños, but that's how it's seen, right? So I met maybe one or two guys from that area. Let me see. Let me go back to my Lax Light Lifters 8695. Rene Enriquez Uncensored. Remember in Blood In Blood Out when Miklo ate the tamale? That was the first thing you ate when you went out, and it was a true as a reaction like Miklo. You ate the best thing. All right, I read it verbatim, bro. Uh, I did. Uh, Let me see. What was the first thing you ate when you went out, and was it as true as a reaction like Miklo that you ate the best thing? Nah, bro. I had Burger King. In fact, here's the thing: is the SSU came pick me up. Some special agents. It was a really secret squirrel, right? They didn't release me in the morning. They released me at night. Actually, at the evening, right during the 4:30 count period. I think it's 5 o'clock count. And I went out. They picked me up in a van right there at Work Change, and they drove me out to R&R. And Captain Brian Rowe was right there, and the SSU agents were right there. They dressed me out. I didn't sign nothing. I didn't get a check. I didn't get nothing. They just boom right out the count gate, right out the Sally Port into these vans, and we took off. Right, they took me to this hotel where my girl was waiting, and she had Burger King, and I ate it, but I didn't even have hunger because at every moment I thought the governor was going to call and there was going to be some reversal of my parole. But once I was in the hotel room, um, I wasn't hungry. I couldn't sleep. The concept of being next to another human being with their warm flesh pressed against me was so foreign, bro. It was just, it was completely different from what you think. From a guy getting out after almost 33 years, it's completely different, bro. So even the meal didn't taste good. The next morning, me and my girl went and got some egg McMuffins, and those were the most delicious things I've eaten. The next day was the best meal because I was free. I knew I was free, and it just tasted so damn good, bro. So good. All right, let's go to the next question. Let's see here. Danny C3774. Any movie plans like Mundo Cure? Absolutely freaking not, bro. Such low budget pieces of crap movies. In fact, I'm going to do reviews on them. I don't think that my friend Mundo's going to like my response to that movie. Algorithm 987. Thank you so much, brother, for the dog bone. I'm going to give that to my girl Chica, my Cane Corso. She's going to love that dog bone. uh, nah, bro. Those are vanity flicks that they did for no money, exposure only, and the low budget. I don't know if you've seen those. Medellin 226. Thank you so much for the gift, brother. Uh, Such low budget, low quality, poor acting. I wouldn't dare. We're gonna do it right when we do it. In fact, My manager is a screenwriter, is in the business. My editor manager, and we have some contacts. When we do it, we're going to do it, and it's not going to be no low budget crap for some no credit, non SHE acting uh, cast. Right? It's going to be real. I've had a few offers since I've got out, but it just didn't feel right. Right? But when we do it, we're going to do it, and it's on the horizon. We got another book coming too. At some point, we are going to do that. Mrs. G quotes Mrs. G 1997, big time low budget movies. They suck balls. Those movies suck balls. And I'm going to do reviews on them for you. Mundos and Kilroy's. We're going to point out every flaw and every error and every low budget thing they did in that, right? Including casting, everything. Uh, at Swampy Y, Renee, what's your favorite football team? Buffalo. Buffalo, bro. All my teams were New York. Cause in the joint, all you'd hear was Raiders, Dodgers, every freaking game day. So I wanted to have some originality to me. So I picked Buffalo with Jim Kelly. Remember, they won 4 times, they didn't win it. Yeah, it killed me, but I'm still a fan. I'm still a fan. But I don't really follow sports unless I actually go to a game. If I go to a game and I'm a couple of bees in, I'm good, bro. I'm loving it. I'm screaming like a kid. I'm trying to catch balls, and I love good seats. I love good seats, bro. I don't want to go to the nosebleeds. Got no time for no nosebleeds. I'll pay the big bucks for the good seats because there's nothing like getting up and hearing the players speak, right? You can hear the exchanges. You can talk to them. Nothing like that. Above the Clouds, 1029. Have Martin Scorsese directed. you're you're aiming high, bro. I'd like David Ayers to do it, the guy from Trading Day, right? In fact, we had talks with him early on, before he did Trading Day. Okay, at 5:57, it's at 6 o'clock. We are going to take a break, folks, because everybody's got to tinkle. Everybody's got to go get another Voodoo Ranger. How many people in here are drinking Voodoo Rangers? Are you with your Budweiser or Coronas or Pacíficos? Let me know what you're drinking, folks. Mo loves Vanessa. Hashtag what you drinking. Hashtag what you drinking. Okay. Uh, at Mo loves Vanessa. My handle means Mo loves Vanessa. I understood when you said what shy makes you feel like hey brother or camarada, like a brother or I'm reading this verbatim. Yeah, hey, what shy made me feel like a brother. Not even Tecolote Del Baca made me feel like that. We were good friends, but it did make me feel like Del what shy. Very few Cardandas made me feel that way. Black Dad was one of them. Um, Sammy was one of them. Mister, let me see. I got to highlight that. It's rolling quick. It's rolling quick. Let me see. I got to scroll back down. Mister Racked Up, sober and proud. God bless you, brother. Maintain your sobriety. If drinking is your weakness, don't drink. If don't do it. Bloody Bill, Pabst Blue Ribbon, old school, brother. I've had that some of the one time in my past. Uh, no one care. 13333. I'm drinking Pacificos. You know what? I got some in my refrigerator. I got some Coronas, some Pacificos, and there's another one called it's got a Mexican name. But I got a bunch of them in there. But my drink, bro, my drink is Voodoo Rangers. I'm doing right now Juice Force IPA, 9.5% alcohol, and they're the tall boys. They are 1 pint, so two of them like get you kind of there, right? Chucky Boy 805, sober almost a year. Right on, brother. Congratulations. Dogface, yes, sir. Budweiser, yeah, bro. Love it. I remember the Buds. You remember Lowenbrow or Michelob bottle? That was the ish right then. Uh Lealtar 87, Lealtar. Órale, órale, hermano. Uh Leal hasta el fin. Let me see. Voodoo, there's still a freaking thing popping up. Voodoo Rangers all the way. Send me a shout out to Chicago. Gerardo, shout out to you, brother, and your Voodoo Rangers. My Voodoo Ranger brother right there. You know what? I even thought about sending out some of these signed, like Voodoo Rangers. I just don't know the weight. What is legality of sending alcohol in the mail? I don't know if I can do that. Maybe we have a meet and greet. We could have drinks together and have a cigar, and I could tell stories. We could have steak together. I want to make that available to the viewers of the future. Kind of a security nightmare for me and my manager. But I think we have the right team on board now. We are now associated with a team that creates merch, and they have a broad spectrum of services. And I think that might be coming in the future, but it's not going to be cheap, right? Because we have to pay for security. Just being real about it, right? We're gonna have to rent a location, and you guys are gonna have to be vetted if you do attend. But it is real. It is something we're thinking about. It is something we want to do. I want to meet each and every one of you. Like there's people on here I feel like I'm friends with, right? Like we've established this little rapport online, this virtual rapport. Let's bring that to fruition, right? Let's bring that to what it is. Like so many people I want to have cigars with and drinks with. I wish I could just pick up and go and meet you guys and say, you know what, let's have a brew. Let's have a cigar. Let's have a steak. And there's women and men that all want to meet, and I want to meet each and every one of you. The reality is that I can't. That there's a security concern. But we call it OPSEC. It's operational security, right? That always has to be maintained. All right, 6:01. Let's take a 5-minute break, folks. We'll be back at 6:06. Everybody go tinkle. Everybody go grab your bees. Do what you got to do. We'll be back in 5.
Is it my imagination? Are we going like 1 mile an hour? What's going on here? Oi! Geezer!
What?
Our flight's in 10 minutes!
Well, we better hurry then, didn't we?
Buckle up, boys, buckle up! Come on, mate!
So, let's face the facts. I'm hot, you're hot. Who wants to pet me?
Crash Team Racing. Once he gets behind the wheel, things get ugly.
You and me. Booyah, Grandma. Booyah.
There's Malcolm.
He's a genius.
Who?
Malcolm.
Where do you think that came from?
Then there's Malcolm's dad.
Honestly, Hal, you're like a monkey. Arms up. Dude.
And Malcolm's mom.
You've always been the best one. Best one. The best one.
Not to mention Malcolm's brothers, Dewey.
Ow, ow, ow!
Reese.
Open. Swish.
And Francis.
Give me another chance, which I admit I don't deserve.
Which leaves Malcolm in the middle.
Closer to the wall!
Mom, seriously, it reeks over here. I can't help it.
Malcolm in the Middle, premiering Sunday after The Simpsons at 8:30, 7:30 Central on Fox.
Pikachu, Bulbasaur, Kangaskhan, Golem, Caputo, Meowth, Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff.
If that's how your kids talk, then come to Burger King. Now every Burger King Big Kids meal comes with a Pokemon toy and trading card or Master Trainer trading card sheet.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, love the sweatshirt.
Old Navy.
Performance warm and fuzzy. That's just a performance, please.
Hurry in for our item of the week. Performance Fleece hooded sweatshirts for the family.
Now, boys, we talked about this.
After a big win, the football team usually dumps a bucket of ice water on the coach. Now, I thought, why not 7-Up? Maybe next time we'll take it out of the cans.
What do you want this year, son?
I want a bicycle.
A bicycle?
A bike?
Well, would you prefer something like cool borders?
I want a bicycle.
No, you want jet moto. That's what you want.
I want a bicycle.
Siphon filter?
What about twisted metal? You'd like that, wouldn't you?
I want a bicycle.
Look, Ken, do it for Santa. Take it.
I hate mall Santas.
It's a night to give thanks. King of the Hill observes the joy of holiday travel.
Oh.
The Simpsons welcome Apu's octuplets.
What?
And it's a tasty feast on Futurama. Plus, an X-Files guest.
Oh, my God.
With the taste for human flesh. An all-new Fox Sunday starts at 7:30, 6:30 Central.
Eyes on cameras and sticky film.
Don't you know, baby, I get used to this. I can get used to this.
New from Polaroid.
testimonials and you're saying, yes, Gene, by unleashing the power of visualization, I can change my life. But what, Gene? What can I visualize to become a leader? A giant among my peers, while achieving a sense of inner calm. Close your eyes and picture yourself as this.
The Accord from Honda. It's one powerful car.
For the first time ever, you can have the whole pie. American Pie, the collector's edition DVD.
Wow.
And go behind the scenes with the director and the stars to see what happens after they yell cut.
Oh, God.
With bonus footage, outrageous outtakes, and more.
Coolest thing I've ever seen.
Rolling Stone calls it a prime slice of raunchy fun.
What a loser.
Bring home American Pie.
Hey, folks. Hey, folks, we're back. I had to get rid of my dip. So a lot of people have made mention about Renee has a lisp, right? Like I have a slight lisp, but it's worse when I'm drinking. If I'm drinking, you can hear it, but particularly when I dip, because I put it under my lip. I do these pouches. They're called Free, 15 milligram Lush, has no tobacco content, and it creates this lisp in my speech. Excuse me. So that's what you're hearing. Naturally, I speak kind of clearly. I think so, but I don't know. You guys are detecting these sounds that I can't hear. Okay, Mrs. G, White Lightning, LOL. Yep, White Lightning. I don't know if you ever drank it, Mrs. G. I don't know if you've been to the joint or not, but I've had it. I remember I drank a 16-ounce tumbler of White Lightning and one pop. No coming up for air. Just boom, 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 boom. I downed it. My friend Terry White one day, we were in Lancaster. No, we're in Lancaster State Prison, LSP, CSP LAC. And I'm on a level 4. And a lot of people say that. Remember, level 4, 180. Everybody says that. I parole from that. Doesn't mean crap. It don't mean you're high power. It just means you're in a high security prison. There's levels 1 through 4, 4 being the highest security. So I'm at Lancaster level 4, my first PC yard after the THU, Transitional Housing Unit at Pelican Bay. They send me to Lancaster on a deal that I made with Brian Perry, the assistant director of the Department of Corrections. So they transferred me there, part of my agreement. I go down there because I think I'm going to be close to home. It's going to be all gravy, right? So one day I'm walking down the tier, and my friend Terry White, I knew him from Folsom, right? He got in a fight with an AB guy. Boom, 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 boom. He got him up. In fact, his name was, gosh dang. He was a good buddy of mine, AB guy. His name was, I'll remember it at some point. But he got in a fight with an AB guy. AB guy tried to punk him, not as you're thinking as punk, right? But tried to like question try to impose his authority on him. That's what I'm trying to say. And Terry White fought, right? He fought, and he got in a lot of hot water behind that fight, right? And Terry White ends up in PC. I end up in PC. In Lancaster, and I'm walking down the tier one day, and Terry White was known for making White Lightning. Like they had these little stills where they brew off. I showed it in one of my videos one time, but they heat this, they distill this prison pruno, and they make pure alcohol. So he calls me to the door, and he sticks out a little coaxial cable. It's like the cable behind your TV, that black cable, but they strip out the internal, so it's just a tube. He sticks it out the door and says, Renee, I got something for you. Because I used to kick him every time that I hit, and hitting means receiving a large amount of illegal substance. I used to have illegal substances, which looked like broken glass, smuggled into the prison for me. And I'd get like ounces at a pop. So I would always send him in his celly at like a big bindle. Like, here, bro, get tweaked out. So one day he calls me to the door, and he sticks out this little tube, that coaxial cable that's been stripped out. And he says, Hey, bro, I got this for you, and it's a 16-ounce tumbler, the plastic prison tumblers, clear that they sell at the prison commissary. And he says, you got to down it one pop, though. So I do it. I suck through that straw. Boom, boom, boom. I take it down. And it takes my breath away, and I feel a burn in my stomach. And I said, man, this is nothing. Light up a rollie. I got some bugler rolled up cigarette, and I light it up. I said, nah, this is nothing. But 15 minutes later, it hits me. It hits me. I couldn't even go to chow. But it's the only time he paid me back for all the kickdowns I gave him. But he gave what he could. And Terry White was my real friend. And I knew him from Folsom. He knew me. I knew him. We knew each other's pasts. And and you know, I considered him my friend. This very like when I was in PC, I ran with gangsters, not these fake PC gang two fivers or green lighters or any of those guys, right? I didn't even associate with those guys. They didn't like me, I didn't like them. But the real gangsters, right? The guys that had put in work, had notches, had bodies on their belt. That's the guys I ran with. Like there was Turi Huizar. He was a carnal. There was Freddie Gonzalez, Veneno from Pomona, and Turi was from Conoga, and there was Terry White and Bobby Perone, AB Riverside. I ran with those guys because I knew what they were about. So yeah, that's the White Lightning story. I didn't run with anybody else. I always ran by myself. I was an army onto myself. I always figured I couldn't count on anybody, so I had to ride by myself. You know, because at the end of the day, that's really what it was about. Like depending on yourself. If you couldn't back your own stuff up, then you didn't have any business, you know, on the yard, right? And I wasn't going to leave PC. That's what they got twisted, right? Like those SMY gangs would say, oh, they're going to get me. Uh, they're going to have me on the lista, and like, all right, bro, I'm right here. Come get it, you know. And they never did. I never got stabbed or never got jumped on by them. I got a fight with two guys over a dope thing, but it had nothing to do with PC gangs. It really didn't, you know. I've heard so many stories and seen so many stories that two fives jumped me and put me in a green light. They never did nothing. No, not because I'm a Billy badass. I minded my own business. I didn't want any problems. And that's the truth. But that's my White Lightning story. I know I digress, but I'm sorry. I'm drinking. Okay. Uh, User 1800. Use RZ 1800. Message deleted. Rene Enriquez Uncensored. View detailed message. Uh, have you heard any gangs in Chicago? You know what? I heard of the Gangsters Disciples, and I believe that's the group. One of the guys attacked a Mexican mafia member, Ronnie Bruschino, Bruiser from Ochentas. I mentioned that in the last, I think it's the last episode that I did. I think it was on Thursday. That specific incident is mentioned there. That was somebody from Gangsters Disciples. That's the only gang member I knew that bucked the M or I've never met them in California prisons. But there is mention of them in that episode, and that's the only time I've heard of them here in Cali or in the feds, right? But let me state that the guy who knocked out Bruiser from Ochentas, Ronnie Bruschino, got dealt with at another prison sometime later. He got stabbed up pretty good. At Boss Bonito 13, I've actually assisted and have experience in writing a movie script, one of my many talents, while you are very talented. If there comes a time where we're going to do this, but I think my manager, editor has it done. I mean, we are linked with a real talent agency. And Jim Broney, Jim Bo Roney, thank you so much for the gift, brother. Truly appreciate it. Yeah, we are hooked up with a real agency and they represent real talent and but if we need your assistance, my editor will contact you. My editor does everything for me. I'm blessed to have him. I couldn't do this without him. Know that it would be just my recording with some graphics up. You know, that's how illiterate I am when it comes to editing. So he has it covered. Thank you so much. Let me see. Steve Meyer. Oh, I see. Steve Meyer, 99. Wishing you all the best. Steve Meyer, thank you so much, brother. Thank you so. Steve Meyer dash Q8Q. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate your generosity. You have been a supporter of this channel since we started these lives. I truly, truly mean what I say when I say that you are appreciated, bro. You are. Thank you so much. Okay. MPER racked up. Is Timothy Esco McGee dead? You said he got whacked in a video or two ago. Antonio Suarez, thank you for the gift. No, he's not dead. When I say whacked, it means the attempt on his life. It could mean if it's successful, that it's successful. But whacked, I mean he's got popped or he got hit. That doesn't necessarily mean that he got eliminated, right? So he's alive. He's still alive. He's still got the same attitude. Still the same guy. He got actually they slashed him up. That was the thing is he got slashed up with a razor blade. But he's alive. He's still an active cardinal in good standing. User 1800. What happens to out of towners? I think that's your question. In CDC. That's what it used to be called, California Department of Corrections. The rehabilitation came in, I think, with Gavin Newsom. Old Gavin Newsom. You know, they're not treated differently. It's really dependent upon your persona, right? That really dictates how you're treated. Like if you act like a man, you're going to be treated like a man. If you act like a bitch, you're going to be treated like a bitch. I don't mean that in any disrespectful sense, but that's really what it's about. At All About Roxy. Hey, Roxy, how you doing? That's one of our original followers. Thank you so much for watching, Roxy. Thank you for joining. Truly appreciate your participation in this live. ME3 racked up. Thanks for clarifying. Okay, bro. Fernando Castorena dash R7B. Bethany Boxer. Saludos de West Covina, California, SGB. Dude, West Covina, pretty close to Puente. I used to live in La Puente with my dad when my dad owned a home here. So I know West Covina Mall. I know that place. The food court, what's it called? Chicken, something, Panda Express. Yeah, Panda Express. Been there a couple times. Okay, All About Roxy, 999. Hey, Renee, what's your favorite ride? I can't discuss that here. But if we're talking about cars, I think it would be probably, I don't know. I had a Mercedes a while back. I love that car. I can't tell you what kind of car I'm driving now, but it's a nice car. Medellin 226, thank you for the gift. I don't know. That's my favorite ride. Oh man, Carmen Gia. That's my favorite car. Or the 21 window, split window minivan. That is my dream car. If I could get one of those, but I know they go for like ultra amounts of money. And I'm a broke Mexican. I'm struggling just like you guys. So that's my favorite ride. If I can get one, I'll get one. Let's see here. CRS 90057. I detect that is your area code, bro. No, excuse me, your zip code. So I don't even know where that's at. But who are some of the best prison artists? I think Fernie Bermudez was one of the best ones. But I'm going to tell you, my very favorite artist was Muerto from Rose Hills. I forgot his real name. I can't remember it right now, but I'll remember when I'm sober. Clips to Bake 297. Thank you for the gift, brother. Muerto from Rose Hills was an amazing artist, right? And one day he did me a drawing of some Mexica warrior, something. It was something, right? And I remember he used to use the pills, the vitamin tablets, yellow and red, and make paint out of the dye from the pills. And he would use a stylus and put it on. And one day he does me a drawing and I take it home and I'm smelling it, right? It has a weird smell. And I tell him, bro, what's the smell? Why does it smell funky? Because it smells funky, right? And he says, I don't know, bro. I said, well, what is the coloration? Is that the odor, the aroma that I'm detecting? He said, no, I lick the stylus and I mix it with my saliva and I rub it on the vitamin and I get the pigment and I paint it onto the drawing. And I tell him, I said, you mean to tell me that all this time I've been sniffing your saliva, bro? I've been sniffing your freaking saliva and that's the funky smell I'm smelling? And him and I just started cracking up, right? And Muerto was he had a great talent. And I'm gonna tell you, smartest guy I ever met in prison. Uh, Smartest guy I ever met in prison, CRS 90057. This guy was so intelligent. He would read about neurology and thermonuclear physics, and he got me into the habit of studying, right? Like he dwarfed me in intelligence. And last time I took an IQ test was I scored 130, right? And probably about 70 now because I lost a couple of brain cells, right, along the way. Uh, so my IQ is probably about 70 right now. But Muerto was a genius, but he had like Asperger's syndrome. He didn't interact well with people, but he was the best artist I ever met. Okay, let me go down here and see. I think it said salami. Oh, that's didn't say salami. It said Danny at Danny B72783. That's a B number, bro. I recognize a B number when I see it. What's up, brother? Thanks for all the hard work you put in. We're approaching 9/11. How was it seeing something like this from prison, the atmosphere? I'm going to tell you exactly what happened on 9/11. On 9/11, we received a smuggled package of illicit substance that smells like vinegar and is black in legal mail, right? We used to send it secreted in packets of like 500 pages of transcripts in one envelope. We put it in the middle, have somebody drive over it with a car so it's flat, and we get a duplicate page and glue it together, and we get like a half ounce at a pop, right? So that day on 9/11, some fish cop, brand new CO, just out of the academy, is doing legal mail. Legal mail can't be read. So what they do is a cursory examination. They flip through the pages, like put their finger on the page and flip through it, and they see if anything's in there, right? It's kind of like almost not even a search. They open up the envelope right in front of you, right in front of your cell front. They open up a tray slot, and during this process, this fish cop comes with like half ounce or an ounce of substance in front of my cell, and he's flipping through the pages, and one page sticks up, like boing. It's stiff. It doesn't flip like the other pages. And he looks at me, like looks me dead in the eye. And I know he knows it's clavo. It's clavo. He knows that this isn't right. But I look at him, and just so happened that 9/11 just happened an hour or so before, right? So they're live. So I says, hey, check this out, bro. And I turn the TV towards him. And I said, this is crazy. They're attacking the United States. And we start talking about that. And he just hands me the packet. He hands me the packet. And what I remember about that day, I mean, not only did we get high and we distributed everywhere, but the people were cheering. People were cheering the terrorist attack of the Juice Man 714. Thank you for the gift, brother. People were cheering the attack of terrorists on the United States. Like it was a thing, right? And we're not talking about one or two cheers. The whole block was going off. We were in D6 or D7 at the time. I think it was D7 or D9. Me and Jocko Orselli's there, and Decolote was there, and a couple other brothers were there. And you could hear the roar when they see the buildings coming down of inmates, like, yeah, F the US. And all I could think about was people are dying right there, like innocent people, children, wives and husbands and brothers and sisters and cops and just regular workers. They're dying. And I couldn't understand why people were cheering that. But that incident got us past the bust. That's what I remember about that. Danny B72783, which I recognize as a B number. which means that you're older than me, brother. CC Escano 707. Oh, you give a thumbs up to Danny B. Hi, CC. CC's one of our regulars. Cigar 71. He's giving heads up. Let me see. Let me go back to my text messages from my editor so I get up to speed. Kobe from Merced. Yo, Boxer, did you ever know Timothy Daniel Fonesca, a.k.a. Sniper? He was from Echo Park but lived in West Covina. Was from the Mexican Mafia. Wish I could hear a story behind him. The only sniper I know is from Ontario. That's the only made guy. So I don't think that this guy from Echo Park was made, bro. I think you may be misinformed. A lot of people think that because they're associated or affiliated, they think that these guys are made. Being associated or affiliated, that CDC designation doesn't mean ish. It does not. It does not mean anything because every swinging dick in the CDCR got affiliated. They got a CDC 128B that said that they were validated by the CDCR. Means nothing, bro. So you hear these guys on YouTube saying they were validated, they got this, they got that, they were in a 180 level 4, means squat. Because there's tens of thousands of sureños that have been validated by the CDCR. And that's the real. And none of them are about anything. Crash test dummies. I'm telling you that. So this guy here was not a made guy. American 227. Did you ever visit your dad's ranch or his AZ stomping grounds? I did not, brother. Unfortunately, it was just he sold the ranch right before I paroled and passed right before I paroled, and I did not get to see it. But fortunately, my sons got to live there. Went to school there in Elfrida, Arizona. Uh, I've been fortunate enough to get myself a little spot like that, and and now I live with my animals, and I'm happy with that. You know, my dad always said, get yourself a little ranch, a little place where you can have chickens and eggs and maybe a couple of cows. Kelly Welby, message deleted by Nightbot. View deleted message. I don't know what the hell is with this Nightbot, Kelly Welby, 3957. I think it's certain words like uh, killing, rape, sex, uh, any ethnic slurs, uh, mention of my son. That's all. That's all deleted. So you're going to be blocked for that. We removed most of the restrictions on Nightbot. But if you guys are having problems with Nightbot, let me know in the comments or email exactly what it is. We'll fix it because a lot of people had problems with that. Corrido, El Bastard del Martin 6610 Nightbot. I've seen a lot of these Nightbot view deleted message. Let me see your view. Guy in Lasker claiming to be a carnal. In 2000, he was eliminated for that. What do you know about that? I don't know anything about that, bro. In 2000? Nah, I don't know anything about that. It depends on what yard he was on. Now I have the ability to see that now in Nightbot. So now that I know, I just clicked on that little advisory, so I'll be able to respond to you guys. Let me see the next comment that my editor has sent. Joseph Coterraz 42. Kelly. Let me see if we go with Kelly. Kelly. Oh, let me see. Kelly Welby, 3957. One of our OG supporters, by the way. Remember, 2 months, firemen got killed, doctors, policemen, they all perishes, not to mention all the innocents, like you said. What's even worse, our national security agencies were warned. I just don't know what you're talking about, Kelly. If you could define what it is. Oh, 9/11. Oh my God, 9/11. My editor just whispered in my ear. I'm wearing these stupid headphones. I only have one eye because I want to hear what's going on. Make sure nobody creeps up behind me, even though I'm in my office and nobody can creep up behind me. I still got to have some hearing available. So my editor just whispered in my ear, it's 9/11. Yeah, babies were killed. Firemen got killed. Doctors, policemen. Feds got killed. Office workers got killed. It was horrible. I watched people jumping out of the windows off like the 90th floor. It was horrible. It was horrible. I know. I know. Okay, Jim Baroni. Let's delete that comment right there. Jim Baroni, block that guy. We don't answer stuff like that. We don't answer disrespectful stuff. Okay, let's go to my question got skipped. My bad if I was out of bounds. Jim Baroni. Yeah, bro. If you ask stuff like that, you're gonna get blocked, bro. Jacob Ferrer, Buenos Dias boxer from 90032. Buenos Dias boxer from the 90032. I don't even know where that's at, brother, but I think that's Los Angeles. Buenos Dias. Buenas noches, carnal. It's like 6:30. We're not even out of this. It's buenas noches. Okay. Jeffrey Shuett, H5I2T, smooth. You're smooth or I'm smooth? Which is it, brother? Daddy B72783. Yeah, it's terrible, brother. All that stuff. Oh, Bloody Bill 85. Smooth move, Renee. X-Lax, brother. X-Lax. Okay, Kobe from Merced. Yo, boxer, did you ever know a Timothy Daniel Fonseca? He was from Echo Park. No, I answered that question, brother. I'm sorry. You're just popping up on the screen here. American 227, $5. Did you ever get to visit your dad's ranch? I did not, brother. I answered that question. I think I'm regressing here. I'm going backwards, bro. Do I like Chalino Sanchez corridos? Nah, I kind of don't, dude. I like, you know who I like? Cristiano Dal, Alejandro Fernandez, Vicente Fernandez, Wanga. I like Wanga, Juan Gabriel. There's a couple of singers that I love, dude, but if you gotta ask me my primary one, Cristiano Dal. I like how he says every time he sings in a song, he says his name, Cristian Nodal. He wants you to know who he is. Yeah, I like Mexican music, bro. Eddie Duran 2137. Hey Renee, still waiting on your episode with Victorio Borrillo. Gracias. It's coming, bro. Look, I'm gonna tell something to each of you, and you guys are gonna take it to heart, bro. Because I get comments like, "Hey, I asked you this question, and you only gave me a heart. I want an answer. Don't demand ish from me. If you demand from me, I'm not gonna respond to you. I respond. Look, I get hundreds of comments, right? The best time to get a response from me is in the morning. And if you really want a response, contact me on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. I could do a voice response then. Ask your question there, I'll do a voice response. And I do take episodes from there. Some people have given me ideas from there. I won't name you, obviously. Okay. MP3 racked up. Voodoo Rangers got Rene. You ain't lying, bro. I'm moving backwards. I don't even know where I'm at right now. I'm on number 3 right now, and I'm feeling it. I am feeling it. We're at 6:34, folks. I think it's almost time to pick some winners. We're going to have 2 book giveaways and 2 mug giveaways. Look, I'm going to tell you this straight out. I've announced winners in the past, and nobody's claimed their prize. If you don't claim your prize within a week by contacting me at Rene Enriquez Uncensored at proton.me, email, right? If you don't contact me via email within 7 days, you forfeit that prize. I'm not going to wait because I can't even. Pardon? I can't even remember who won the last prizes, right? So if you contact me within the week, I'll confirm with my editor who won. Then you'll get your prize. So we've given away posters, books, and people have not claimed them. So I'm like, cool. You don't want to claim them? That's all right. You know, that's all right. But a lot of people. The email is in every single description of every video. You can go to the channel description. It's right there. Rene Enriquez Uncensored at proton.me. When you say, how do I contact you? How do I get a book? It's right there, bro. Go to the channel description, you guys. Okay. Chloe and Gao. Thank you so much. How are you, Renee? Great to hear the happiness in your voice. Ah, that's the alcohol. I'm miserable. No, I'm not. You know what? Sober or a few beers maybe, I'm a pretty happy man. I don't think you can get more blessed than me. I was never supposed to get out of prison, Chloe. And I mean that, you know. I was the guy who was supposed to die in prison. I was the poster child for keeping in prison for the rest of his life. And Antonio Suarez, thank you so much, brother, for the gift. Uh, Antonio Suarez sent the gift. Thank you so much, brother. Um, yeah, I was the guy that was never supposed. I thought I was going to die in prison. I didn't think I was going to get killed in prison. Juice Man 714. Thank you so much, brother. Orange County 714. 714. Thank you, bro. Uh, yeah, I thought I was going to die in prison. I didn't think I was going to whack me because I was pretty well protected. I had so many layers of protection. Antonio Suarez sent a gift. Thank you so much, bro. Um, Juice Man 714. Thank you so much, bro. Um, like SSU, IGI, the captain of the yard, the counselors, they all looked out for me. If somebody came on that was an affiliate on the yard, they'd screen them before they even let them out. And I had no say in that. Like I've heard guys say that I blocked them from coming to the yard. Never blocked anybody from coming to the yard. Not once. There's only two people I 12 and the content creators that say that I got them removed, they're straight BS. I never had anybody remove the yard, right? That's just a reality. That's just a reality. Okay, American 227. Thank you so much for your generosity, brother. Alfredo, the area, and Douglas. Agua Prieta is very cartel entrenched. Did your sons ever feel that lifestyle pressure in that area? No, that's probably about 20 years ago, 15 years ago. That my father lived there and owned the ranch. He owned like I think 40 or 80 acres. He had cattle, goats. He had bulls. He had a bull named Macho, and Macho. And I have a picture of my little sister. She was about 4 years old, standing next to a 2,500 pound bull, petting him, because he was a pet, right? They had chickens, they had everything, and they would butcher their own meat. Juice Man 714 sent a gift again. Thank you, brother. Um, nah, they never felt that pressure. My kids went to school and graduated there, and my father lived a good life as a good man, and he achieved his dream. You know what? I'm so happy that I've been able to replicate some of that by getting my own little place. It's not as big as his place, but I live out kind of like in the sticks, and I got a couple acres, and I got me a couple animals, and my chica is one of them. And I got a little pool in the backyard too. You know what? I'm not gonna live out in the sticks without a pool, bro. So I got my little pool, got my little jacuzzi. That's it's got to be like that, bro. Got to be like that. All right, El Tor Tordioski. El Tordioski. El Tordillo? Are you the screw? Are you a former CEO? Cheers, brother. Uh, Nittenand dash E5S. Thank you for the gift, brother. Julian Bueno 6699. I'll take the unclaimed. What do you think about Kern Valley State? That hotshot story was crazy. Yeah, there's been a couple of eliminations that way, and you're talking. I think you're talking about Bueno Verde. You know, yeah, it was pretty tragic. The whole story pretty tragic, bro. Okay, I see a big uh Antonio Suarez sent a gift. Thank you so much. Looks like a goat. Oh, you're the goat, the greatest of all time, bro. Or unless you say that about me, and then I'm not. Then I just smell like a goat, bro. Let me see, David Montezul, Blue Mountain. Let me view your deleted message, bro. I can't make it work. Yeah, Nightbot won't let me see it. I'm trying to answer your comment, bro. Oh, what's up? Saludos. I'm camping with my wife up here in Kernville. Saludos. Dude, isn't that freedom, bro? You have a beautiful woman next to you. You have your wife next to you. You're in the freedom, bro. Watch out for the bars. Watch out for that bars. You remember Jeremiah Johnson? And he meets that old mountain man. He says, I smell a bar out there. Watch out for them bars, bro. Be careful. But enjoy your freedom, bro. I'm so happy for you that you're with your wife out there camping. God bless you, bro. OG Smoker dash V9s. I'm here to introduce myself. Hey, right on, bro. Well introduced. I just saw a gift that popped up, but I didn't get a chance to respond to it. They're going quick. JC Moondevil. Rene, Creeper from Sangra was my neighbor when I was a kid. How was he involved in the Maxon Street incident? I don't remember Creeper, bro. I don't remember that name. I remember Nit and Nand dash E5S sent a gift. Thank you so much, Nit and Nand. E5S. That looks like an S. I can't see. I'm a little blurry eyed right now. But I don't remember a Creeper uh, involved in that incident. Miguelito 29229. Thanks so much for the gift, brother. I don't remember Creeper. I remember a character and a somebody named Logan and I can't even remember right now, bro. I have to go back. Hit me up an email if you need an answer. Okay, Frank Castorena dash R7B. Hey Renee, do you have a favorite place to visit here in the United States, like say San Francisco, Washington D.C.? Is there a city that you would like in particular? Why? Um, Dude, I love Los Angeles. I come here maybe once every other month to do whatever I do, right? And there's nothing like going to street taco vendors and going to spots, my old haunts, passing by the old neighborhood. Uh, Nothing like Los Angeles, man. Uh, it's just nothing can beat Los Angeles. Nitin Nand dash E 5S set Rene Enriquez uncensored gift memberships. Thank you so much, brother. Gift memberships are available now from Nitin Nand dash E5S. Thank you, bro. Other people become members because of you. King Cree 27. Thank you so much for your generosity. What's good? Rene, saludos. Dude, I can name so many things that are good. So many things. You know, the touch of a woman, the smell of her skin, the taste of perfume on her neck, good food, a good dog, bro, jumping in the pool, knocking down IPAs, having a good cigar. That's what's good, bro. That's what's good. Hello, Renee. From Mark Merchain 9237. Thanks so much for your generosity, bro. Hello, Renee. Great job on the channel. The way you explain and break down the information is amazing. Great job and work. Much respect and love, Cardan. Same to you, brother. Same to you. We try to keep it real. I make mistakes every once in a while, but I will clarify with retractions if I have to. Let me say this right now. Monday, Monday, Monday on Uncensored, we have a humdinger coming at you. It's a banger. It's a banger. We're going to talk about the Tonito elimination. Tonito Fumimas, Emiliano Zapata Lopez. I got the call where they conspire to eliminate him, right? There's 4 Cardinals on the line. I ran the call as part of the wiretap series before, but I'm going to break it down. And I'm going to tell you why it was a monumental error to the organization and what those ramifications meant and mean today. I'm going to take you to the players who did the elimination, and we're going to go in depth. We're going to do a deep dive on this. So Monday, stand by. Tonito's elimination is coming up. So just that. Okay, I saw one from All About Roxy. Primo was the other guy from the Maxi Road. Yeah, Primo was the other guy. You're right. That's Primo. You're right, Roxy. Juice Man 714. Thank you for the gift, brother. Truly appreciate it. Okay. Boss Up Reviews 1999. Thank you so much. Ex hothead. When it came to disrespect, ex gang banger, ex convict, and ex drug addict, been stabbed 5 times and shot. Years of therapy, hard work. I'm able to warn 2 people now into my bubble. I'm able to let me see this. Move fast. I'm able to warn people now. Come into my bubble. I'm going to respond. Living the dream life now. Boss Up Reviews. Thank you so much for your generosity, bro. That you're reaching out and paying it forward is all important. That's what my channel's about. We try to talk to people and warn them about the pitfalls and the dangers of involving themselves and surrendering their autonomy and adopting the ideology of the organization. You know, I'm not here to BS anybody, right? It's real. If I tell you it's not worth it, it's not worth it. But if you think it's worth it, then knock yourself out. That's what I tell people. If your life is the end of the rainbow where the pot of gold is, you want to be a G, then be a G. That is really, my advice. Greek lady. Oh, that's Rene Enriquez, Greek lady 188. Hi. Hello, Greek lady, one of our supporters. Then Nadine. Hello, Nadine, one of our day one supporters. Thank you, Nadine. No one care. 1333. Are the Cardanas required to take flight in riots? Hell yeah. Like if you're there, you're a Cardan. It doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter if you're 80 or 75. If you're in a position to do a hit, you're supposed to do that hit. If you don't, it's dereliction of duty, right? So that's why you see Alfie. Alfie hit one of the guys that killed Tonito. He hit him personally. And Alfie was in his 70s, right? Old man, little potato bug. Little ugly, feo. If you ever seen his toenails, you know why we call him potato bug. He had like these black, ugly toenails. Ugly, grotesque. But he picked up a thing and went to town. Let me see. Daniel Salazar, 4978. Rene, are you going to post the Tati video on Patreon? I have the video, folks. I have the actual elimination of Tati. I was just discussing that with my editor. There's certain limitations to what we can post. We could probably blur the section out where they're stopping them out. But yeah, we're gonna post it. We got some stuff. Believe you me, we got some stuff that I can't post on YouTube, and we're really hesitant to talk about on Patreon. But we got some stuff that's coming, right? Like people have been clamoring for Perico. We haven't done Perico in a while because I'm going to be honest, folks. The reason I haven't posted Perico is because the last time we posted Perico, we got like 10,000 views, 12,000 views. And the reality is it's not worth our effort to edit a video and put it out if we're going to get 10,000 or 12,000 views. To the average viewer, that means something. I mean, to the average content creator, that means something. To us, if we don't get 25, 30, 35, 45,000 views the first day, it's a failure. That's our bar. My editor gets pissed, right? If we don't get 35,000 views or 30,000 views the first day, the first 24 hours, it's like it's a failure, right? So we've been holding back on Perico. We got cartel meetings with him. We got him wearing a wire. We got him meeting at malls. We got him doing a lot of stuff. But the last few videos we posted didn't do well. That's why I backed off on Perico. So if you guys don't commit to watching, I'm not posting. Like, don't ask me to do stuff that really doesn't make numerical sense to the channel. It has to make numerical sense in the algorithm and the viewership and what we earn, right? Because it costs resources to produce videos. Just know that. It costs us money. It costs me money to produce videos. This doesn't come for free. I don't do it. I don't know how to do it. I have to pay somebody to do it. So you want videos on stuff that people don't watch, right? Like I was reading the book. Everybody clamored for that. But that was a limited viewership, right? We got 9,000 views, 10,000 views. Look, if we do that, it'll be on Patreon only. If you want to hear me read the book, it's going to be on Patreon only. In fact, I got 7 or 8 chapters up there now that you can go listen to me reading the book in its entirety. But it's got to make sense to us. It's got to make sense to the channel. I mean, because we're all about growth right now. We're all about growth and bringing you quality content. At some point, we will reduce the number of videos we produce each week. 5 videos a week is an awesome burden. You don't know what my editor goes through. Every night, staying up to 1, 2 in the morning editing videos. That's an awesome burden for any person, right? So at some point, probably in December, January, we're going to drop it to 3 videos. But the videos will increase in length. You know, right now we're doing 30 minutes and the average, 20 minutes in the average. We'll increase them to 40 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour. But you will get longer videos, same amount of content, 3 times a week. Yeah, they'll be visuals, so you can watch them on TV. In fact, we prefer that you watch them on TV rather than your cell phone or your tablet, right, or your laptop. Watch them on TV. YouTube interprets that as a broader analytic for us, and understand that analytic is what we adhere to. The analytics are what dictate our behavior on the channel, what we produce, how we produce it, when there are breaks, when there are ad breaks. That is like the almighty right there. Okay, let's get a couple more questions in. We're gonna do a giveaway. Let me go. My editor's whispering in my ear to check my text messages. Uh, Tony El Raton, new member. My wife got me a regalo to libro for Christmas in 2023. I still have it. It is like brand new. One day maybe I'll sign it for you, bro. Maybe like we'll have one of these meet and greets for the public. But again, it's going to be heavily secured. We got to go through all this process. It just doesn't make sense for me to go out and meet people that I don't know, because any one of you could be a hitter, right? I don't know who these people are in the comments. They're just names. And for me to go meet people and say, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll sign your book. I'll meet you over here." When I come into Los Angeles, I'll meet you there. It doesn't make sense, right? So it's got to make sense. And then maybe you can get that book signed, brother. It's asking for my face ID. Hold on. I'm reading comments from here. Oh shoot. I'm sorry, folks. I can't even type anymore. That's how buzzed I am. Okay. Jason Huerreca 9336. With Tupac Shakur trial going on, being on the inside, did you hear who did it and why? I asked a few other questions. Thank you for your time. You know what? I think I saw one of your comments about it was okay to rat now and people testifying. I don't know anything about that case, bro. And that's outside of my genre, right? Like I do what I have subjective knowledge to. What I can add my personal experience to, typically what I do. And Tupac Shakur's elimination has nothing to do with me. I know nothing about that. I won't jump into those arenas. Like a lot of content creators will see what is trending and they'll do comments on it or video content on it. I will not do that, bro. If I don't know about it, I'm not speaking on it. So I cannot answer your question legitimately with any form of authority. Like you asked me about California Department of Corrections, the parole process, the Mexican mafia, the Hispanic gang subculture, uh, the Sureños as they relate to the Mexican mafia. I could answer those. Expert witness testimony. I could answer all those things. Debriefing. I could answer that. But don't ask me to go into stuff that I don't know, because then I'm just like every other content creator, creating content just for views, and I don't really care about that. I care about what I know and what I can relate to you as a personal experience, right? So I'm sorry if that is not the answer you were seeking, but I don't know about Tupac Shakur and Biggie and the rap genre. In fact, I hate rap. Sorry to say. Okay. Y Dog 16K64. Thank you so much for your generosity, brother. Has there been a resident with power or say so? A resident. I'm going to do a video breaking down that too. The average Joe and the ranking structure in prison and the county jail. How does it go about, right? How to survive if you're an average Joe. What is the hierarchy in prison? I'm going to do that. A resident. I don't know of one, bro. I can't point to one person and say this resident had juice. This resident had palabra. Uh, I'm sorry if that wasn't the answer you're looking for, but that's the answer. Kim Os Flicks, the eyeballs. All right, bro. I see you too. Fern Dog 323. Awesome. Awesome possum. Greek Lady 818. Steve Myers QAQ. Okay, you're giving each other. Captain America LA. Thank you so much for your generosity, brother. Truly appreciate it. Oh, let me ask you a question about Ronnie Ayala. He's coming up soon. In fact, him and his brother's original case is coming up. And we're going to cover both of them. Ronnie is out of state, OTC, which means out to court. He's been indicted federally. We're going to talk about the death row bros, uh, and that whole culture and what it is there, right? But that episode's coming up soon. I think the first one we're going to do is Bat Marquez and Papa Barrono. That's the first one we're going to do because I love doing the profiles, and Ronnie and Hector Ayala are going to be part of it because they became these monolithic figures in the organization. I mean, if you really look at it, they became like demigods. People praise these guys, and they I don't know anything that they've really done other than their commitment offense, right? That's not to say they haven't put in work before my time, but I don't know of it. And typically when a carnal puts in work, you hear about it, right? Uh Chicano 1760. Thank you so much for your generosity, bro. You ever in a facility with someone from Vista SD? No, but I testified against a few, bro. I did a case in called Operation Notorious County, and I think a couple of those guys are from Vista. It was Notorious County, named for North County, San Diego, and I think a few of those guys are from Notorious County, and I can't remember the names, or I can go to my case files and see what it is, but I can't remember. Okay, uh, to Dio, to Dios, 1725. A few brewskis on deck, Mr. Rene. Yeah, I'm almost done, bro. I'm on my third, and I think I that's my fill, bro. That's my fill. Okay, let's pull the giveaways right now. Oh, but first, let's go. Oh, let me state that Christina Gill wants to give away some exclusive T-shirts. So we want to recognize Christina Gill for giving away exclusive T-shirts for being on this live, and we'll do those first. Thank you so much, Christina Gill. I will not mention your company because I don't want your company to get smoke. But Christina Gill, one of our primary supporters in this channel, we're gonna give away I don't know how many T-shirts. One T-shirt. One T-shirt goes to this winner here. Exclusive T-shirt. This is exclusive. Look, when we talk about exclusive, they're not going to be produced again. All right. This is a prototype, and our prototypes are very limited. So if you get this T-shirt, I'll sign it for you. And it's probably a one of a kind, two of a kind. So here we go with our winner for the Medellin 226. Woo, Christina. Yeah. Woo, woo, woo. Thank you, Greek lady, for the gift. Death Rebo, thank you for the gift. How do you think CCR's 50 yards are going to pan out? GP, it's going to be a bloodbath, bro. Bloodbath. All right, let's get to Christina's giveaway. Christina is giving away Danielle Salazar. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much for your gift, brother. Thank you for your generosity, bro. You are what keep us afloat. Everybody, thank you, Christina. Christina, you're getting your props here. Christina as a primary supporter of this channel. Again, an exclusive T-shirt for this winner tonight. Here we go with the drawing done by Nightbot or Chatbot. Nightbot. Yeah, Nightbot's going to pick you. I'm not picking you. Here we go. First one. Who's? No. Oh, Daniel Salazar won the T-shirt. I didn't even know that. I guess I'm that buzzed. Second one is for a signed copy of the book. Black Hand. Black Hand, we're talking about. King Cree 27, you won a signed copy of the Black Hand, brother. And the third one is a mug with the logo, Rene Enriquez Uncensored. We have two designs, so we're going to give away two of those. We're going to give away first the circular design, which is kind of like my favorite. This goes to Tony Aguilar 9XRN2. You won this circular logo. coffee mug, and the last one, which is a linear Rene Enriquez Uncensored on the white mug for the last winner of the night. Creepy Chrysler. Do you drive a creepy Chrysler, bro? Do you? You won the white mug with Rene Enriquez Uncensored on it. Those are our 4 winners for tonight, people. Uh, we're at. Make sure you email me at reneenriquez@proton.me. If you do not email, you will not receive your winnings. You have 7 days to do it. I will gladly have your winnings out as quickly as possible. I will sign each winning piece. Just send me your mailing address. Send me the message you want written on the item, and I will gladly fulfill that request. But it has to be within 7 days. Thank you so much, you guys. Oh, here's True Crime with Sandman. Keep doing your thing, brother. Thank you, brother. Appreciate your support. With that said, folks, that's been a 2-hour live, and I think we're going to end it here, folks. Appreciate your participation. Again, email me at reneenriquezuncensored.com with your comments and thoughts about performing in a live game during a live, and the winner winning an exclusive copy of Mexican Mafia Encyclopedia, second edition. Again, these are so rare, folks. They're no longer going to be printed. I have the last copies in existence, and we want to make them available to the people who join Patreon as members. MFD Z001, thank you for the gift, brother. We want to make them available so you don't have to pay that hundreds of dollars for a copy. We don't want to do that. We want this to be a winning, but it's really going to be dependent on your membership and Patreon. Those people are going to participate in that. But for those of you who are saying, because I got a couple of comments in the past, what about the members of this or that or the subscribers? We will make copies available to you guys later on down the line. Have no fear. We are fair and universal across the board. We are not biased. We will make some copies available for those people. Let's see. Last question here. Ray Diaz, 8666. Renee, I got a question. What does the 25 stand for? Period. Where did they come up with the 25 number and the sensitive needs yards? Thank you for answering the question. 25 comes from the word peseta. In Spanish, peseta means a quarter, and a quarter in numeric value is 25 cents, hence the 25, right? And peseta used to be a derogatory term that described a PC inmate. So they embraced that and made it their brand. Now you know. Cristo9218, hi Renee, enjoy your channel. Wishing you a blessed life. Keep doing what you do. You know what, bro? I can't even tell you how blessed I am. I can't even articulate. How would I begin to describe the number of ways that the Lord has blessed me and how I have been really rained down upon with manna? Any of you know the Bible? You know what manna is? When they in the Exodus, the book of the Bible, Exodus, Hebrews were leaving Egypt, and the Lord rained down manna on them, and manna now in contemporary terms, and that's little bread flakes, right? When they were starving in the desert. So manna, yeah, different than Magic the Gathering manna. For all my gamers and nerds out there, you know what mana cards are. You need mana to put on cards, right? Some card like 5 mana, 6 mana for a really high power card like 8 mana, 7 mana, 6 mana, right? But it's different from that. In the biblical sense, manna is this bread that fell down from heaven when the Hebrews were starving in the desert on their 40-year trek, right? After their release from bondage, right? So in contemporary terms, manna means blessings. Like you find a $20 bill on the street, oh man, manna from heaven. That's not really what manna means, right? But manna is that in the biblical sense. So I've been blessed so much, I can't even count the ways. I just saw another thing here. I think it was a donation from somebody in chat said a donation. It's right here. It is. Renee's prison wallet. Dude, what is up with that, bro? What is your obsession with my prison wallet, bro? Bro, you're tripping. Saludos to everyone in the chat. No talking. Masa or the Bone Crushers coming out. LOL. Keep the videos coming. There you go. With the innuendo, bro. But it's okay. It's all love, bro. Appreciate your generosity. You are the man, bro. I love your handle, Renee's Prison Wallet. Nobody knows about my prison wallet, bro. I find it kind of humorous that you named yourself that. But anyways, I love your name. Thank you for the generosity, bro. With that said, folks, we are 5 minutes over. We give you a little extra today. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for participating. Again, these lives are what really carry us through during the month, and we truly appreciate it. God bless you all. We'll be back in 2 weeks, maybe sooner. Who knows? Who knows? It's up to my manager, my editor. He's the man. He's the brain. He's the guy that makes this channel work. It's not me. I'm the voice. I'm just a talking head. It's my editor and manager that makes this happen. So please give him props in your comments in the videos to come. Remember, Monday, behind the scenes, Donito elimination. Why and where that went wrong. Be there or be square. And you'll have 3 fresh new hypes to utilize on that video. But we're going to have 5 videos throughout the week, so space them out, folks. Watching the video in its entirety is all important. It's all important. Leave it a comment, hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. That's a directive today. Directive. Not a request, directive. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. You guys are the backbone of this channel, and there's nothing that we could do without you. And that's the truth. All right, folks, you have a good night. God bless. Stay safe. Have a wonderful weekend. Peace out. I'm out. Are we clear? How do we do?